From the last video, as you can see, I've made a little bit of a change in my female character here. I have colored her in and given her eyes, and that's just to kind of catch her up with what the male character here is. If I double click on the female character now, and so you'll see now I'm in scene 1 in my female character there. On the 35th frame, I've also added in a excuse me, a blink, or rather, sorry, the blink is what we're about to do. An eye movement, just like what we've done with the male character. The eyes are on a lower layer, so if I hide them, see they they go away. And now we're going to add in a blink. Okay, so what we're going to do is add on another layer, and we're going to call this layer Eyelids. And we're going to make that on top of the what is the most of the character here. Okay, so the eyelids layer is on top of most of the character. See, if I hide this body layer, most of the character goes away, but the eyelids layer that I've just created is on top. And what I'm going to do is get the rectangle tool, and for the color of the rectangle tool, I'm going to grab this just flesh color. So I'm going to draw just a rectangle. Right. I'm going to do it here, and then I'll resize it. Okay. So you'll see there that it's the same color as the character's skin. So I can actually now take my selection tool, resize this. Actually, I'll take my sub-selection tool and just grab these points on the end. And then these points. Make it fairly skinny. Okay. So I've got this rectangle flesh colored invisible. I'm going to copy this keyframe, this number 1. And actually, I'll do the same thing here that I did with the eye movement. 1, 2, 3. Because this center one, I'm going to change. And we'll use a shape tween again to do this maneuver, so that the eyelid kind of comes down to close the eyes. Except down here, I kind of feel like I can lock this in. Reshape this with the pen tool so that it just kind of looks more like closed eyes for quick blink. And then if I add in shape tweens here, right click, create shape tween, right click, create shape tween. Actually, there's a little bit of an issue here because it's not quite following the way we want it to follow. So this brings us to shape hints. So I'm going to hide the body here, and I'm going to go up to modify shape add shape hint, or that's Command-Shift-H, which is what I'm going to do from now on because it's a lot faster. So Command-Shift-H will add the shape hint, and I'll zoom in here a little bit. I put it on the lower left corner there. I'm going to put one, I'm going to add one on, well actually here I have to go back to the view menu, show shape hints. I'm going to grab that same one, A, put it on that lower left hand corner. Okay, and now let's see if that helps. And it does, but it doesn't help the reverse. So Command-Shift-H to add one here. I'm going to do the same thing, lower left hand corner. And then I can additionally do a B hint on the lower right hand corner. There and there. And I'll just add one for the next modification as well, the next tween. Oops, did not mean to do that. Command-Z. And now you'll see that it's got a nice, well, we'll have to check it out with the body layer on, but I think that should work. Yeah. Looks pretty good. So that's our blink. Okay, and you can actually draw out this a little bit. Oops. Have to hold down Option to copy it. Remove that tween there. And so it stays closed for a second before it comes back up. So this is the closing tween. Stays closed. This is the opening tween. Okay, and I'm going to put this at the end of the first line that she says, "I'm not sick." So I'm going to go back to the scene and take a listen to where that is. It looks like it's going to be about frame 75.
I'm not sick.
Oh, it's actually about 85. All right, I'm going to go back to that character and copy that to that movement to frame 85. It's actually not a copy, it's just a drag. Right click and clear that accidental keyframe I got in there. And now she'll blink at the end of I'm not sick here. I'm going to fit this in the window and we'll see what happens.
I'm not sick. I don't need.
Okay, and that's it. I feel like it's a little bit slow.
Sick. I don't.
Or that it should come a little bit quicker. So I'm going to go back in there and pull it a few frames earlier. See what that looks like.
Sick. I don't need.
Yeah, and that looks a little bit better. And people usually blink, or at least the animation usually works best when you put the blinks after a line. Okay, it just looks a little bit more human that way. Okay, so that was blinking, and that was a shape tween.